Alright boys, welcome back. So we're Black Asta'S coming out in literally 3 days time on the 12th. Here are some characters that you want to invest to if you plan to use or even counter Black Asta'S when it comes to the global meta. First thing you should be investing to is the like button and the subscribe button if you guys are new and you do enjoy the video and it does help you out. Gotta say it. But let's move on to the first character, and that is going to be the Witch Queen. Currently not out right now in the game, but she's a character made to be used with Black Asta'S. Black Asta'S' gimmick is when he does go below 40% HP, he is going to get the anti-magic buff. All of his skills are going to get a massive buff. He's also going to get more defense, and he just does more damage based off his defense. This is where the character comes from a decent character to one of the best in the game. You can see the Witch Queen ultimate, when you do use it, is going to set your highest defense character to 30% of their max HP, which is what Asta'S needs to get his anti-magic form. That's the only way to do it, you know, manually, other than the actual bot on the other team attacking the Black Asta'S, which obviously can be unreliable. Also, she does a passive. If you do go full mono red, you can give Black Asta'S immortality, so he's going to get at least one turn of the anti-magic guaranteed. Obvious one right now, but Finral, just another good character, fit in the mono red team, but also he's going to give you obviously the attack buff, which is obviously what Asta'S actually relies on. Although the character is based off defense and does do more damage dealt based on his defense, still giving him attack buff is going to make him do more damage, of course. And then that leads into Yuno, once again going down the mono red team. Yuno, if you use him in the mono red team, can be very toxic, especially if you build him up as well. He's always going to start first. A lot of counterplay you can do with the team as well. It's yeah, a much better team once Black Asta'S and especially the Witch Queen comes to the game. Gonna do a little 2-for-1 here, but honestly both of the Noelles. The red one's going to be a bit tricky. While she will fit in the mono red team and you can have, you know, the mono red setup, and she still can be your big DPS. Bearman Asta'S, at least on launch, because we don't have the Witch Queen, he's not going to be your main DPS. He'll be like a kind of a good tank and support character and can do DPS in certain situations, but you can still bring Noelle as a big DPS and win a lot of games. Obviously, do bear in mind though that the shield she does create will obviously make it so Black Asta'S won't reliably get into obviously his anti-magic form, but if Asta'S doesn't have his anti-magic, he's still got pretty good skills. I mean, blocking, HP recovery, you know, when they're using obviously Charmies, they're using obviously Mimosas, this can be still very helpful. Single target guaranteed. AoE skill, it's going to increase your defense, going to make it even more tankier with that shield too. The ultimate can taunt, so you can always taunt an actual Julius, so your Noelle never gets stunned. And then a pretty big one is his passive on his actual, you know, awaken. When you do get the 5-star, he will give your team all status immunity ailments, so you can't actually get stunned at the start of the game. Only for one turn, but this is the only way that you can get it guaranteed without obviously using the Rallis ultimate. The reason why I use Rallis in my PvP teams is because he has that stun immunity. When now you get that guaranteed start of the turn, so if they're trying to stun with Julius, if they're doing that cheesy stun combo with Mars and obviously William, you can bypass a lot of that, making your team very, very tanky, very, very hard to kill, and not much counterplay towards the team. It is, yeah, toxic. Noelle, another really good toxic control character. Get 2-star awakening, you do more damage. You can disarm. I mean, if you play the character with the skill page leveled up as well, it's you can do a lot of control, manage a lot of the SP in the other teams. You can't use ultimates. You can taunt, reduce magic attack on both Noelle and also Julius. Also disarm, manage SP as well, and of course extend debuffs and also just reliably manage 1 SP as well. I feel like Noelle and Black Asta'S will be a really good combo to use just in general teams. You can kind of pair these up together, and with double taunts and even stuns on Black Asta'S actual combined attack, there's a lot you can do with this team, so I'm looking forward to it. I think the best thing about her is that yes, she doesn't have a shield, but she can load the damage intake as well, so Black Asta'S might not get one-shotted, and you can reliably, hopefully, get into its anti-magic form. Charlotte's going to make quite a comeback, I would say. So we don't have a lot of red characters right now. I think she might be another good go-to character. I mean, her ultimate does lower attack, which will once again affect all Black Asta'S. Granted, it's not going to be too crazy because, well, they obviously, he does scale off defense, so it's not going to be too much of a debuff. But still, 50% attack lower is going to make such a difference as well. And of course, her just being a good DPS character with obviously the mark and the extra turns, getting the defense lower, and of course with the passive as well. I think she has been comeback. I remember on JP when Black Asta'S first came out, people did use her, and until we do get better characters like Magna, and obviously future characters in the seasons like Witch Queen as well, she might be a good substitute if once again you want to use the full mono red team. And she's got pretty good speed, right? So you can pair her up with obviously Yuno to get like some dirty combo attack, which I've showcased on the channel, I feel like a week and a half ago now. It's, yeah, really, really good. William is being used quite a lot, even now to this day on JP. One, you're going to get the attack buff, speed buff, and also mobility as well. Also, status meaning element, like the actual, this tier 2 skill is insane. Still reliably, sometimes some people do trees. But once again, by far the biggest strength from this William, if you do max dupe him, he's got the fastest speed in the game. Will always start first if you give him up as well. That means you could always get a combined attack to go off first. And if you link him up with a Black Asta, you get a guarantee stun. Once again, people cannot already do this right now. With obviously Mars, you can obviously do the AoE stun, but a lower chance, and it is obviously AoE, so it can be a bit better. But at least with Black Asta, is guaranteed, and that might be a really good combo to stop Julius, and then you can use like Halloween Noelle to stop the Noelle. See what I mean? You can get a very, very toxic Black Asta, and that starting command attack is going to be very, very useful. And then, of course, to save him for last, we have Julius. He's just going to be a good character. He's blue, so he's going to do obviously a lot of damage for Black Asta. You can stun him, or at least the free-to-play actual Black Astas, because obviously he won't have the status immunity for at least the first turn. But also just extending his AoE skill, so he can't obviously use it every single time. And by far the biggest importance is going to be his skill page, which can reset stamina. If Black Asta does enter anti-magic, and you're able to use the AoE skill to reset his stamina, to make it easy to kill him next turn, it is going to be very, very good, because once Asta enters black magic, especially Wish King in the future, he's got lifesteal, he's got the instant SP recovery or max gauge basically, and can remove barriers too. Like, this will be, I mean, he's still going to be one of the best characters in the game, of course. So yeah, boys, that is going to wrap up the video. Let me know if you think I left anyone out, and you think if anyone else deserves a mentioning, then I'll see if I can work on them and try to build them up. So boys, thank you for watching, and yeah, peace.